what the struggle brings. Like what I fly, set the skies on fire. Rise up even higher, so the ageless winds of time can catch your wings out.
How does the moon rise and the sun set? Mommy, where did I come from?
Why do the stars shine? Why did that boy cry wolf? And please tell me, why do people love?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Story Time in Harlem. I'm Mama Akanke,
And I'm Yaya.
and we are here in the village of Harlem, where stories, ancient and new, are filled with lessons and inspiration from around the world.
Tall tales, folk tales, fables, legends, and myths.
Right here in the treasure chest of Harlem.
Just put your ear to a rock or tree, close your eyes, and listen to the wind.
We'll tell you where folks lived long ago.
How the blind man came to see.
How you can do anything you want to do or be anything you want to be.
A star, the moon, or a fish in the sea.
Storytelling.
It's magic.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, in Africa, there lived all kinds of people in many different lands. The Akan of Ghana, the Yoruba and Igbo in Nigeria, the Maasai of Kenya, and the Zulus of South Africa.
The Venusians of Egypt, and the Fulani of Mali, and many, many more.
The people spoke in many different languages, and they practiced many customs.
There was another very special group of people in Africa, the people who can fly. And like children all around the world, just like you and me. Their children love to sing songs, play games, and just have fun. Come on, everybody.
Don't you worry, don't you fret, don't you cry. Look inside for that spirit, that magical spirit. Look inside for that spirit in you. They say that the people who could fly knew magic. They could fly all over the sky. Big, beautiful wings flapping in the air like shiny blackbirds up against the blue sky. There were many families that could fly, and they knew magic. They would sing to each other in the air songs like Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. Hey! Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. And sometimes they would meet at festivals and have gatherings and play songs and dance and just have a good old time. They were a real strong, knit, tight community. And they sometimes would relax and sit by the ocean and just chill out. On this particular day, as they were sitting by the ocean and talking and laughing and singing and playing, and the children were doing songs and dances and games, some people came and started snatching people one by one and taking them and putting chains on them and putting them on this big ship. And they went across a big ocean and they laid them one on top of the other in the chains. They couldn't move. They took children from their mothers and fathers. They took mothers and fathers from each other. They took babies. Oh, it was terrible. On the ship, they shed their wings because there was no room. It was too crowded, and they couldn't spread their wings to fly away. So some people jumped over the ship. They refused to be taken as slaves. And some people got sick with the up and down of the sea. But when they got to America, some of them were sold off onto plantations to people that called themselves the master. And the master had an overseer. And the overseer would make this other man, the driver, be on a horse and go and whip people and make them work faster and harder. Well, sometimes some of the people worked in the field and they picked cotton. Some people worked in the house and some people worked with their animals. Well, there was this man named Toby and this young girl named Sarah. Both of them were from the people who could fly. But other people didn't know one from the other. All kinds of people they captured in slavery from Africa. The Akan, the Ashanti, the Yoruba, the Igbo, Fulanis, Maasai, all kinds of people. But there, no one knew exactly who was who. Everybody just worked together and tried to live and survive. Well, on this day, Sarah was in the field picking cotton. The cotton would cut your fingers and you had to pick it off just right and put it in this big bag she carried on her shoulder. Well, she had a newborn baby that she used to nurse, and the baby got hungry while Sarah was out in the field picking cotton. The sun would be beaming down on their faces and they would be so hot and sweaty, but you couldn't stop or you would get beat. And if you stopped too soon, you wouldn't have enough cotton at the end of the day. And if you didn't have enough cotton in your bag when they weighed it, they would beat your family member or sell them off away from you. So everybody worked as hard as they could to try to keep their families together and to try to live and survive. So the baby started crying on Sarah's back. Sarah tried to hush the baby. Shh, shh, shh. And before you knew it, the overseer heard her and heard the baby crying and said, "Shut that baby up, yeah! Oh, well, come over there and whip you till you do." Sarah kept trying to hush the baby, but the baby kept crying. Ah, ah, ah. And the overseer told the driver, "Go whip that guy and take that baby." The driver came and started whipping Sarah, and her legs started bleeding, and she kept trying to work, and the baby kept crying. And all of a sudden, she saw Toby, who was her friend, and he said, "Wait, child, calm down, don't fret." And she said, "Baba, I need the magic words to get away." And he said, "Not yet. It's not time. Hang in there. Hold on." And she kept picking the cotton. And the baby kept crying. And she kept trying to hush it. And then she fell out because she was so tired of working and she couldn't stand anymore. And the baby kept crying. And the overseer came again and he said, "Gal, didn't I tell you to shut that baby up?" And she said, "I'm trying, I'm trying." Other people gathered around. So the overseer just said, "Just go get up and go take a rest." She got up and she went and rested. And the other people came around her and tried to help her and gave her food. People really loved each other and tried to take care of each other, except for the master and the overseer was so mean and greedy. The master found out that Sarah was in the shop trying to rest, and he sent the overseer to get her. She had to go back out in the field. She went out in the field and she started working again, and the baby started crying again. She started trying to stop the baby from crying, but she couldn't. And the baby just cried and cried, and the overseer came and said, "You black cow, didn't I tell you to hush that baby up?" And Sarah said, "I'm trying." And the overseer told the driver to whip her, and the driver took his lash and whipped her and whipped her and whipped her again, but he didn't stop. He started whipping the baby too, and the baby started crying louder and louder, and Sarah cried out, "Father, help me, Father, help me." And all of a sudden her legs were bleeding and her arms. It was a horrible sight, and the baby cried and cried, and Baba Toby went to her, took her, lifted his arms up, and she said, "Please give me the magic words." And he started speaking the magic words, holding his arms out to her. Kum yalitambi yalitam kam woosha. Kaliambe tambe yusha. And all of a sudden, Sarah started speaking the words. Kum yale kum tale tambe yusha. Kum yale kum tabe tambe yusha. And she started speaking other magical words. Yumsha isha iya kambe. Oya 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 kambe. Oya 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 kambe. Shango oya oya kambe. And all of a sudden she started walking, and before you knew it, she was climbing up on the air, and then her wings spread and she began to fly. She began to fly with the baby strapped to her on her back. She began to fly up, 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 up in the air. Her wings spread out so far. She began to fly over the fields, over the master's house, all away from the master and the plantation. And the overseer and the driver said, "Get back here, you girl. Get back down here now. How dare you get down here now before I come after you." And they tried to go after her, but they couldn't fly. And she kept on flying. She was free. She was free. She flew away with her baby to freedom. Then other people started getting hot and sweaty, and they began falling out in the fields because it was so hot that day. As they were falling one by one, they were saying, "Baba Toby, please give us the magic words." And he would go whisper them in their ears. Kunyale tambe yashu. Kunyale tambe yashu. And he would go whisper one to the other, to the other, to the other. And as he whispered, everybody, one at a time, would begin to walk. And soon their wings would spread, and everyone began to fly. Fly up, up, up in the air. All of these shiny black wings began to fly up in the air over the plantation. And the overseer said, "Come back here. All of y'all get back here. You're slaves. You work for us and you can't fly. Come back here." And then the driver said, "I saw that old man, Toby. He was giving them some kind of words that were making them fly." And then the overseer said, "Go get him." And the driver got on his horse and started galloping towards Toby. And Toby saw him coming. And Toby took his hands and stopped him. And the man said, You were telling him some kind of magic something to make him fly. I'm gonna get you." And Toby said, "Oh no. Do you know who I am? Do you know who we are? We are the people who can fly." And then Toby spread his wings and began climbing up to the sky. And he began to laugh. We are the people who can fly. And he began to fly away. Oh, so high. Way up above the clouds in the sky. But the other people on the plantation, they began to call out, "Father Toby, teach us how to fly." And Toby said, "I'm sorry, I can't. There's no time. You have to find your own way to freedom." And the people were so hurt, they had to think, how could they get free too? And then the overseer came and said, "You better keep on working or you're going to get whipped. Better yet, we're going to hang you." The people kept on working, but they remembered those people who could fly. And they remembered what Toby told them. As he was flying up in the air, away from them, and they were asking for help to fly away, he said, "You have to remember your African spirit. You have to remember there is magic inside of you, and find your own way to freedom." Well, all kinds of people found their way to freedom. Some waited for Harriet Tubman. They used to call her Moses on the Underground Railroad. She would come and hide in the woods and then make calls and sounds. Sometimes it would be sounds of birds. Other times it would be songs. "Light swing low, sweet chariot." And that would mean it's time to go, that she was around. And they would run away and sneak away and find their way to freedom with Harriet Tubman. Some of them, and they found their way north, following the North Star. And others did rebellions like Nat Turner, and other people fought their way to freedom. And other people worked and worked and worked until they bought their way to freedom. But everybody found the magical spirit in them and remembered every day about the people who could fly. And if they could fly away to freedom, so could everyone else find a way. Don't you worry, don't you fret, don't you cry.
Look inside for that spirit, that African spirit. Look inside for that spirit in you.
But can people fly? I say people can fly. Not like an airplane or a bird, but we use our imaginations to find ways to escape bad situations that we are trapped in. We can fly. We can fly by reading. Through reading, we can leave where we are by getting on the wings of a book and go to faraway places. We can tell a story and transport the listener to faraway places or open up new ideas. Through the magic and power of words and the imagination, yeah, we can fly. The mind has a way of allowing us to fly. Maybe all the enslaved African people on that plantation on that day in the story, the people could fly, all imagined at the same time they had the power to escape. And we know that that thought made it real because many enslaved people escaped to freedom. And today, the generations that followed, we are free. I'd like for you to try a little magic. Imagine yourself flying above yourself and watching what the other you is doing. Take out your paper and pencil and describe what you see. Describe yourself. I have another idea. Where do you think the people went when they flew away? What do you think happened to the people who were left behind? Write your own ending to the story, The People Who Could Fly. Thank you.
Morning light, silken dream take flight, as the darkness gives way to the dawn. You've survived, now your moment has arrived. Now your dream has finally been born. Black butterfly, sail across the waters. Tell your sons and daughters what the struggle brings. Black butterfly, set the skies on fire. Rise up even higher, so the ageless winds of time can catch your wings. Oh,